This is Dan Dix here reporting for Press for Truth. I wish I had some good news for you today, guys, but in fact I have quite the opposite, as Bill 89, an Ontario bill, is now seeking to force child protection and foster and adoption care services, as well as judges, to recognize a child's sexual preference when it comes to gender identity and gender expression. Folks, this is getting way out of hand, and in this video I'm going to break down all of the problems that I foresee with this bill that they want to actually make into a law. Now, it is my opinion that clearly the Ontario government should not be forcing its social justice warrior ideology into legislation that's going to govern how adoption service agencies and child protection agencies are going to operate. In so much that adoption services can't or shouldn't be provided by market means, a view that I don't share, then the legislation covering the industry should be strictly technical and non-partisan. But this bill is anything but. Under the guise of protecting children, this one is actually endangering children. Children are far off from being well-rounded adults, and they'll often adopt different personality traits as they grow and change. Almost every girl goes through a tomboy phase. Are we supposed to now consider them transgender? Folks, if a little girl demands to be taken seriously as a little boy, it should be rejected for the childish nonsense that it is. When they're an adult, this is a different story, but the brain isn't even fully developed until after you're 25 years old. What if some kids learn of these imaginary non-binary genders and they demand adults recognize them as such? Should we bend to a child's demand to be called Z or Zer? Not any more than we do with adults, but of course with Bill 89, this makes it mandatory. It demands that even judges take into account childhood fantasies about gender identity and gender expression. It's one thing when the law demands us to accept the delusion of adults, but it's quite another thing altogether when they expect you to literally accept childish tyranny. But Dan, you might be saying, you're overreacting here. These laws have always demanded protection against discrimination based on a child's race, ancestry, place of origin, color, ethnic origin, citizenship, family diversity, disability, creed, and sex. Adding sexual orientation and gender identity and gender expression is just a sign of the times. Nothing nefarious. But it is precisely this sign of the times that needs to be feared. Mandatory gender pronouns, now even for children, is an attack on our language and our family institutions. And the further we move away from Christian principles which underpin Western civilization, the further we move away from what made the West so rich and prosperous and a healthy, free society. And by Christian principles, I'm not talking about everyone having to go back to church, although that probably wouldn't be a bad start. Western Christian morals are the precepts that are found in the New Testament, and this should be followed if anyone wants to live the kind of life that's going to be good for you and your family and your community, and not just for now, but also in the long run. Every move that permits the state to dictate morals and to redefine our language is a move towards absolute tyranny. Bill 89, like other attacks on our free society, needs to be rejected. Or better yet, the whole Kathleen Wynne government needs to be rejected. And Ontario voters may soon get that chance. But of course, what's the point? It's not like the Conservative opposition is any better. They want a carbon tax. But no, this issue of gender identity and gender expression is a deeper psychological problem regarding postmodernism. What really needs to be done, guys, is a reversal of postmodernist thinking. And while I don't hold much hope for the hardcore SJWs, the masses are radicalized by the education system. And if we can get the belief systems of a strong minority to strike at the root and reject postmodernism and its Luciferian results, then we might actually have a chance at saving Western civilization. But giving children the legal ability to demand that others accept and use their gender pronouns is a step in the wrong direction. Click the like button if you agree, and be sure to subscribe for more updates as this story continues to develop. And we are able to bring you this truth that the world so desperately needs because of the support of you, the viewers. So thank you so much to anyone who has ever contributed to our efforts here at Press for Truth. Check the links in the description if you would like to contribute by either donating or by becoming a PFT member or a PFT patron. And thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to have more video reports coming soon. This is Dan Dix reporting for Press for Truth.